The next type of field that we are going to look at is a checkbox. So there are two ways that you can use checkboxes. You can use checkboxes for multi-select when you want people to be able to pick 0, 1, 3, all 5, etc. So if you have a question like that where you want them to multi-select, like let's say, what are you interested in? And you give them a bunch of categories of things they might be interested in. You want them to select all the things they're interested in because then that gives you the full picture of them, so to speak. The other way that we use a checkbox is just as a singular checkbox that says that they maybe acknowledge the terms and conditions, or like this one is the right to change their permissions for any or all of these field trips. So that's why I added those two so that you can see the two uses for checkboxes. So when it comes to checkboxes, we're going to do the same thing we did with the text field, and we're going to double click to go to the checkbox properties. So anytime you double click, it's going to bring up the type of fields properties. So the name of this one is Denver Zoo September, and tooltip is Denver Zoo September. So I'm going to put in the front of the tooltip, choose Denver Zoo September. Okay, so for the name, it's not something that they actually see, so I can just simplify this to just zoo. But again, we don't need to worry about the field type or the participant role. For this one, because we're allowing them to maybe not check any of the boxes, basically saying they don't give permission for any of the field trips, we don't want to make this required because then they have to at least pick one. So we're going to leave that one alone. Now, if we come over to appearance, again, we don't have to worry about the font size with this one because it's just a check mark. But, and we're not going to look at position, but we are going to look at these options because right now, when they click on that checkbox, it turns into a square for some reason, and we actually want to say check. And the export value is on, and so that just basically means if somebody checks it, it's going to say yes, they want to go to the Denver Zoo or give permission for the Denver Zoo. So each one of these I'm going to come through, and it's kind of nice that you can go to each one because I can just say this one's check, this one's check, and just keep working through all of these. And you can look in that list. There's a bunch of different options. But again, I'm just trying to keep it simple, and a check makes the most sense here. And then I'm going to come back through, and again, I didn't change the position or the appearance. So for the general, I'm going to come in here and say museum. And I can't remember what I did for this one. Choose Denver Zoo, so I'm going to put the word choose. And to save myself time, I'm going to copy and paste choose. So I can keep coming over here and making those edits. Okay, so that's really all you have to do for those checkboxes. This one over here, you can also say click to acknowledge you have read this. So I'm going to delete all that other text. Just a simple instruction, and this I'm going to put acknowledgement. So again, this is just for you, so this is easier for me to see just what categories or what name each of these fields are. And so I'm going to go ahead and just make sure it's a check and hit close.